What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we got ourselves some mini game boxes. These things are pretty awesome. I saw them a couple years ago at the doll store, but I never got a chance to buy one of them. Every now and then the doll stores here in Canada, they get something really cool and they just never bring it back in stock. And these things are one of them, except they're not from the doll store. I've actually waited 5 years to find these on the internet to be able to buy them. I searched online for eBay, Amazon, AliExpress, you name it. They never existed up until now from GearBest. These things cost a couple dollars and they have multiple games built in, as well as a bunch of different colors. They got the transparent types, which are the ones that you guys see here, and they do have some solid color ones, which I have not ordered because I wasn't going to buy 10 of them, but I ended up buying 5, which I think are the coolest designs. And stick around for the end of the video because we do have a bonus thing right here, which we will be taking a look at, so stay tuned. So these things, you probably have seen them before. You may have seen them during your childhood as those big, chunky, big fat Tetris consoles. Those things were the handhelds at the time, and they were quite a lifesaver for quite a lot of people back then. So anyways, without further ado, let's just get right into it and see what we have here. So let's just go ahead and unbox all of them. You can see that the writing here is in Japanese, but you look at the back, it says made in China. But then we got the manual, which has quite a lot of instructions and tells you that there are 26 games built in. And we can see that we got tank battle, race car, challenge memory, shading game, Froggy Crossy shooting game, and standard Russia block. And I'm sure you guys want to see some standard Russia block too. Take a look at the controls, pretty straightforward and standard. We'll hopefully get used to them real quick. And then we can see the game list once again, the type of batteries that it uses, and that tells you how to play each of the games, which is pretty awesome. Putting that aside, here is one of the consoles themselves. So this is the complete transparent clear version, and you can see that it is pretty nicely sized. You get the speaker right here. It does look like it is pretty scratched up. That's pretty scratched up, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. It's a couple dollars, but the screen is what's important. I believe this is the original glass screen, not a plastic overlay, so don't worry too much about scratching the screen. And I'm just gonna go ahead and unbox all of them real quick. And there we go. So out of all of these ones, the black one right here is the only one that still has its battery cover. So it seems like I think all of these were open box except for the black one right here because it was still fully sealed. It had the tape. And you can see that the back is still nice and clean. It's not scratched up, and the battery compartment still has its cover. Here are the colors side by side. You can see which one looks good. In my opinion, the black one, the red one, and the blue one look pretty nice. The clear one is kind of not a whole lot going on there, but maybe you can take it apart, mod it up, put some LEDs, which will be pretty awesome. And that is how they look from the back. Anyways, enough talk, let's go ahead and power one of these guys up, and let's see what we have here. Okay, so we have the tank battle game right here. So the numbers on the right indicates the actual speed of the game, so you can go all the way to 10. So let's go ahead and get started with level 1, and then jump to 99 and see what the difference is. Okay, so we got a Battle City type of game, which is awesome, one of my favorite childhood games. It was pretty great, but I mean, the screen here is pretty small to actually aim. There's not a whole lot of room to move, and you can see that it is pretty repetitive. You can also mute the sound by pressing this button right here, and you got no sound, so we can press that. And then let's go ahead and turn it off, turn it back on, and the game is still there. Okay, let's turn it off for a longer time to clear the memory, and then open it up. And what do you know, the game was still there. I think you gotta actually press reset. So press reset. And there you go. So from my guess, this console has been on for the longest time. And I think the reset button just resets all your games. Someone probably played this because it was open box, clearly. But that said, let's go and try level 99 with a speed of 10. And there we go. And then level 2. So the right side changes the speed. The up and down, I think, changes the variation of the game. And then left side changes the level. So we technically have 10 levels and 99 variations with 10 speeds. And there we go. That's the Battle City that I remember. You got some bricks in the way, which you can go ahead and blow up. You can do a lot of variations and play all of them. So pressing the rotate button actually switches the games. So you got racing and all the other ones that we can go ahead and rotate through. And they come in letters from A to
M, P, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
I think it just keeps counting and playing the same last game. So let's go ahead and check out the racing game. And then we can press the rotate button to speed up. Not a whole lot going on. You can see a lot of ghosting, realistic motion blur. It kind of stops when you rotate, so I think it presses one button at a time. Enough of this. Moving on to challenge memory. Not too sure what this is. Okay, moving on to blocks. Oh, start is pause and play, and I just died. Oh, it's like Space Invaders. Great. This is pretty fun. Yeah, I actually can see myself playing this game. It's fairly entertaining. Would have been nice if I had a backlight. Play it at night. In a car, in a dark room. Lost in a forest. Who knows? Maybe lost in a cave. Let's go and play this game one more time, which is memory. Okay, so you just gotta remember where the pattern is. Okay, left, 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 down, left. Okay, yeah, it's kind of wonky. You gotta get the timing right. I'm gonna escape this one. Probably not too fun. Tank battles, racing, memory game, Space Invaders, and then not too sure what this is. This is Jumpy Frog. Actually, it's more like a dot crossing the road. So you could say this is Crossy Block. You're just crossing the road and you're getting ran over by a bunch of different blocks. Pretty hard to play. Might be fun. I'm gonna skip this one. More Space Invaders. Tetris. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Except it's the reverse Tetris or something. Yep. I don't know how to play that. I'm gonna skip it. Oh, real Tetris. There we go. This is what I'm in for right here. You can see the speed. 60 FPS. Look at that motion blur. So realistic. There we go. Let's go ahead and just lose. Okay. So it just brings you back. Then let's go ahead and skip to another type of Tetris. Not sure what this is. Just looks like Tetris. Now again, if you go ahead and turn off the console and then come back to it later, so let's just give it maybe 10 seconds. Go ahead and turn it back on. We can see that we are still there, which is pretty great. So if you want to pause the game and just leave it at whatever you want, you could probably definitely do that for quite a long time. Let's go and reset and see what other games do we have left. So I've already played Tank Battle, we have played Racing, Challenge Memory, which I hate, Shooting Game, I am not too sure. I think that's the reverse Tetris I was talking about. No, there are two shooting games. Okay, so one of them is reverse Tetris. Standard Russia Block is Tetris. And then we got two shooting games, Crossy Frog, and then we had reverse Tetris. Or maybe that was the other shooting game. Tetris. And yeah, after that it just repeats the Tetris game over and over again. There is no difference. Or is there? No, there are different types of Tetris. Okay, my bad. So let's go ahead and just jump all the way in and see what other Tetris variants we have. Let's go ahead and go to R. And yeah, there we go. So different variations of Tetris. I mean, this thing is loaded with different things you can play with. There are a handful of games, but there are different variations of them, and that's awesome. Okay, so this is the type of Tetris that actually moves across the screen. Yeah, what can I say? This thing is a couple dollars and is totally worth getting one of these guys for yourself, for a gift, or as just a little console you can play around with. It's pretty awesome, I have to say. Do I recommend it? I would actually give it my Kommando stamp of approval. We haven't done that in a long time, and this is something that I can totally recommend. I absolutely love it, and yeah, the red color looks pretty awesome. Here's the blue color, which I think also looks pretty nice, except you might get a scratched unit, but that is totally fine with me. And if you're wondering, it's about 55 millimeters tall, 15 millimeters thick, and about 37 millimeters wide. And with that said, that is pretty much it for these small ones. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bonus review of what I think is a mini Chinese Digimon ripoff. Little Tamagotchi mini game, you get the idea. Here are the instructions. And here is the back, so we can see that it has a ton of information. I haven't actually looked too in-depth into this thing, but if you know what this is, then great. We can see that it does have some fighting mechanics, as well as some weapons with icons, as well as some abilities and combat moves. There's a lot going on in this game, and it looks pretty interesting, except the whole software is in Chinese, and all you're provided with is a bunch of translation on the outer box. The manual itself, on the other hand, does give you a more in-depth tutorial on how to use this thing, and you can see that there is a ton of information on how to play it. And I'm not gonna go play this game. But if you're into it, it does cost about $6 or so. So that's what it looks like around. You get the battery compartment, the speaker, pull that, and the game will start. So it's got a pretty cool intro, gotta say, a pretty nice animation, and a decent amount of sound. And if you're wondering, this text right here does not disappear. It's part of the screen. So taking a look at the top, we got a couple things going on. So we got, I think, training. That's where you train the Pokemon. Then we got fighting. That's 2 glove boxes, by the way. Then we got shopping, so you can upgrade and buy cool stuff. And then we got performance or test. I'm not actually sure. Maybe upgrading. Maybe. So I'm guessing this is the mode button, select, and then this is the back button. So click that, and then we can select some more. Yep, so we can spin around and see what things are. Okay. We're fighting a mushroom. Oh, whoa. Okay, this is interesting. I lost. It didn't take much. I haven't run the instructions, but I'm already kind of getting into this game. I'm not too sure why, but hey, can I go back if I press both these buttons? But I lost. Anyways, that is actually pretty much it. I'm going to try to go back here. Can I quit out of here? Can I please quit? There are no other buttons. So I'm guessing the game keeps running, and this guy just keeps going back and forth. forever until the battery runs out. You can do a lot of things. You can buy upgrades, I guess. You can get a whip to whip your Digimon. That's bad. And then we got performance, which I think you're not too sure what this is. Either way, I'm not going to go too in-depth into this game. There you go. That is the bonus game. If you're into it, take a look at it. And now you may think that's pretty much of the video, but we actually got one more bonus console. Come on. There we go. And that would be the Game Pokey, or the Game Poke. So it's pretty much a very similar game to the ones over there. You could say that it pretty much has the exact same screen, but the screen on the other hand isn't as clean and visible as the ones over here. This is a very nice crispy screen, pixel sharp, but this one is kind of dull. It does have all the similar functions. You can skip games and go all around them. You can see pretty much the exact same games going on here. But again, I actually got this one a couple months back before I got these ones off AliExpress, and it was about $3 each. In my opinion, not too worth it. It doesn't look all that great. The build quality is okay, but this is the kind of color you can expect if you get the solid color of these ones right here. And if I put that right over there, and you have guessed it, yes, we do have another bonus product, and that would be the BitBoy. So this is just a heads up on what is coming up next. I'm not going to show you too much of this thing because we'll be actually making a full dedicated video on the BitBoy. This is the new BitBoy, and it has a better screen. Overall, a pretty nice design, small package, and it comes with this little battery. It's rechargeable, it's got a headphone jack, an SD card, and all that good stuff. And with that said, guys, that is actually pretty much it for this video. So stay tuned for the upcoming video of the BitBoy. I'll have a full dedicated video once I finish testing it out. And if you're interested in any of these game consoles, I will leave links for all of them down in the description below. Once again, I totally recommend checking these things out. They're pretty awesome, they're pretty cheap, and once again, I do give them my Kommando stamp of approval. These things are awesome. This thing, on the other hand, although it is in Chinese, you can pretty much get into it and learn the mechanics. Maybe take a picture of the manual, put it on your phone, and then you'll understand how to play it. I think this is worth looking into. I'm not too sure if I'm going to make a dedicated video about it, but if there are enough people who want to see a dedicated video about this thing, maybe let me know in the comment section below, and then I'll actually try to play and get into it and make a full video on how to play it. I doubt that will happen. I doubt there will be enough people watching this video, but with that said, that is all for this video. So thank you all for watching. Hope you have enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.